such a perfect opportunity for me to share a little bit about myself, a little bit about my journey, and to talk about how a lot of our spiritual awakening is letting go of the things of the past that we were really comfortable in. So for me, before I started my awakening, I was a very type A personality. I was an event planner. I was also a social butterfly. And I was just constantly going. I can distinctly remember a time in high school where I was looking through my planner and I was looking at the month view, and there was something every single day of the month. And I was like, yes, this is living. And then I moved into college and I kept that same mentality, like just stay busy, work a full-time job while you're a full-time student and do all of the extracurriculars and just always have so much on your plate, you don't have any room for yourself. You're so busy and you have so much that you're thinking about and people to take care of and other responsibilities, you don't have the space or the time to look at yourself. And it wasn't until I started my journey that I realized that. And that I realized I was using my busyness, my overscheduling, my planning, the preparing and having a conversation in your head with somebody before you're even going to be seeing them, the intense amount of time that you spend in your thinking and in your head. It was keeping me from recognizing who I am and being with myself. Were there parts of me that were authentically me that were coming through during this? Absolutely. But was I fully myself? Absolutely not. And so it wasn't until I graduated college and I stuck around the town I went to school in because I got a job at a local hotel and it was a good job. And it was in the field I wanted to be in. I was in hospitality. Most healers tend to be people that enjoy interacting with the public, enjoy interacting with strangers. And I loved being on the event side of a hotel and doing weddings and being involved in all of that fun stuff. But all of my support system and all of my friends that I had met in college, they graduated and they all left. And for the first time in my life, I found myself suddenly alone. And this is what I want to talk about. The title that Spirit told me I'd be sharing is Remembering the Royalty Within. So the event planner in me would want to come to a talk like this with a full speech, all ready to go, outlined, bullet points, every little quote I want to make sure I remember, every little point, make sure I don't forget any of it. Not relying on that which is the bigger part of me, not relying on the wisdom and the innate truth that I carry within my soul. The fear of not being in control and not knowing what I was going to say, for example, would have made me go into hyper mode, over planning. And when we do that, when we step into what we have been taught to be the way that we operate in the world, that things are really hard, that you have to struggle, that you have to acquire all of this knowledge outside of you. You need to know what's coming next to be prepared and know how to respond, to know how to react. It prevents us from being open and receptive to what is actually available in the moment. Because the issue with planning is what you are planning is only what you are able to perceive from your limited perspective that you have in this instant. And oftentimes that is so obscured and so veiled by our fears, by our insecurities, by the conditioning of the world, and by the mask that we have created to try to keep ourselves safe, that we're not even planning for the right thing. We're not even planning for what the beautiful magic unfolding of life is in front of us. We start planning for something when we should be looking the complete opposite direction, and we miss the opportunity that is there. And so moving from planning to receiving is really what I have attempted to embody over the last 9 years. I've been walking my path for quite a while. I've been walking my path since I turned 22. I just turned 31 last month. And I spent 8 of those years intellectually understanding every spiritual message that came my way. I intellectually can out-logic and outthink anything that comes from the foundation of fear or the illusion of the world. But that didn't mean that I was able to pull that intellectual understanding down into my heart, into a lived experience. I spent the last 8 years living small. I spent the last 8 years afraid of my power. I spent the last 8 years pretending that I didn't have a connection to spirit, even though I knew that I did. I was in denial. I was in just utter fear of the light that is within me. I was in fear of the royalty that resides within. And so this is the story that Spirit wanted me to share today, to help you remember the royalty within you. I'd like you to take a moment to just imagine yourself as being the main character of this story. And in this story, you are the royal leader of everything in front of you. Everything that you can see, imagine, touch, smell, you are the ruler of that kingdom. Everybody in this kingdom knows that you are powerful, knows that you have a wisdom that goes far beyond what can be read in books, and knows that you have spent lifetimes fostering your ability to be the radiant light that you are here in the world. That's who you are. But one day you woke up and you yawned and you looked around and you said, well, I see this beautiful kingdom in front of me. I know that everybody is here to serve me. I know that I can have anything that I desire. And I've grown bored. I've grown bored of this experience of knowing this unconditional love. I've grown bored of it. I want to experience something new. I want to experience what it is to feel pain. I want to know what it is to experience a feeling of lack. I want to know what it is to feel an experience of betrayal, because no one would dare betray the ruler of the kingdom. And so you call your great wizard into your hall and you say, "Wizard, I desire this experience. I desire to have the veil of forgetfulness placed upon me and to be reborn into a family that doesn't honor my power, that doesn't honor my light, that doesn't understand who I am. In fact, I want to be placed into a world where I forget completely that I am connected to something so much greater than I am. I want to experience all of the extremes. And I don't want anybody to remind me that I'm the ruler here. I don't want anybody to tell me that I can have anything I desire. I want this to be a challenge. I want this to be an experience where I have to learn these lessons on my own. And your wizard, being the dutiful servant that he is, says, your wish is granted. And you woke up and you found yourself in the body that you're in now. You found yourself traversing a life where something within you was constantly telling you that there's more, that there's something else out there, that there's something and there's someone that's been waiting for you. You felt it. Because even though you asked for the veil of forgetfulness from this wizard, you couldn't possibly truly forget the truth of who you are. And so, you went through life. You got to experience the challenges and the struggle and the lessons that you had asked for. But since you forgot that you asked for them, you created a part of yourself that placed the blame outside of you, that placed the responsibility for the things in your life outside of you. The world started happening to you instead of recognizing that it was happening for you in response to what you asked for. And as you began growing a little bit older, as you began stepping outside of the family and the limiting beliefs that they held, and as you started venturing out into the world and seeing people playing with magic and living with freedom in their heart, you saw and you felt there was something more. One day, you're sitting on the bank of a river and you're just listening to the water flow by. And you catch a glimpse of a very strange looking man across the bank. He's wearing a tall pointed hat. He looks familiar, but you're not quite sure how you knew him. And he looks at you, and the expression on his face is one of welcome, one of I've been waiting for you, one of welcome home. And so you look for a way to get across the river, to try to join this strange-looking man. But you can't quite find it. You decide that this isn't the time to meet this strange man, and you return back to your village. You had a glimpse of something you remembered, but you weren't quite ready. This is the experience that we have when you come across members of your soul family. This is the experience that you have when you come across somebody who is speaking the truth. And sometimes that fear comes up that you're not quite ready to join them, but you also can't stop thinking about them. And so this man returned to his life in the village. He started considering starting his own family. But he kept thinking back to this man with the funny hat and feeling like he had somewhere else to be. Like there was something else he should be doing with his life and not just tilling the soil and growing crops. There was more. There was more. And so he returned to the river. And this time, as he was walking there, he set the intention that he was going to find a way to cross it. And as he was walking, he noticed there was a fork in the path that he had never seen before. And so he took it. And he walked down the path and found a bridge. And just on the other side was the wizard, this man in the funny hat. And the man asked him, "How did I know that you were a wizard?" And the wizard just smiled and said, "Well, that answer was within you. We've known each other a very long time. And you're ready to remember. You're ready to remember who you really are." And this man, who had lived a life of struggle, said, "You know, I think I am ready." And the wizard, of course, said, "Your wish is my command." And as this wizard begins embracing him with love, the man begins seeing glimpses of a life that makes no sense to him. He began seeing glimpses of people bringing him glorious gifts, of serving him, of having an abundance that he cannot even believe, of feeling love and adoration that he didn't know was possible. And as he begins to feel this love, he is startled, and the fear shakes him back, and he says, "Stop! Stop, wizard. Who is this man you are showing me, and what is this life? I have not felt this love. I have not felt as though I am being served. I have not felt as though all of these things are mine. I have experienced the opposite of life. Who are you to come and tell me that I am somebody else?" And the wizard just smiled and said, "I am here to remind you, and I am here to reflect this love until you're ready to remember." And so the man turned away and really stomped back to the village, rather upset, feeling as though he had been duped, feeling as though this wizard had done some kind of witchcraft to make him desire a life that was not possible for him, to make him try to believe in something that he is not worthy of. And instead of embracing this beautiful feeling of love and support, he turned away from it. And he said, "That was a big fat lie. I have to work hard. I have to do the things that I don't like doing. I have to please the people around me, and I have to make sure that I'm wearing just the right clothes so that I'm accepted and loved. I don't believe this wizard. I'm just going to keep being upset." And so he lived his life being upset, being resentful of the people around him that started finding true love, that started asking for the universe to show up in ways that supported them, that started calling in their soul family, that made them feel safe and protected and understood. And he grew to be old, and he grew to be very bitter and alone. And one night, he was laying in his bed, and the memory of the wizard came up. And he screamed out in frustration and said, "Why? Why was my life the way that it was? Why did I have such struggle and strife? Why did I not have this life of abundance and unconditional support that this wizard showed me to be possible?" And of course, as soon as he asked, the wizard appeared, and he said, "Because, dear brother, because, dear sister, You asked to have this experience. You asked to forget that your inheritance is one of love and compassion and abundance. You chose to have an experience where you would learn the opposite of what is truth, so that you would finally be ready to embrace your power, to embrace the royalty within, and to stop playing small. You wanted and needed to experience what it was to be a soul that struggled, to be a soul that felt alone, so that you could feel gratitude and true appreciation for the domain and the kingdom that you rule. It has always been up to you. The choice has always been yours. You can make it now. You can choose to return to the royalty within, to knowing that the universe responds to what you believe you deserve. All it takes is you to begin to recognize and to affirm that you deserve love, that you deserve freedom, that you deserve abundance. You deserve unconditional acceptance, and you deserve forgiveness. Anything that you can imagine is possible. Are you wasting your power of imagination, imagining things that you do not want? Imagining that you deserve a life that is not reflective of your worth, that you deserve to struggle, and that you deserve to be treated unfairly. Because in this moment, right now, today, you are hearing your wizard telling you the power to remember anything that you desire is available to you. It's happening right now. You are the wizard that you have been waiting for. And though you may be sitting here listening to my voice say these words, they are the voice of your inner wizard telling you to wake up, to remember the magic within your soul, within your heart. Because that power is yours to claim. And whether you are conscious or unconscious of your power, it is constantly generating your experience. And so as you reclaim your proper place on the throne of your kingdom, you reclaim the power of choosing your experience, of choosing your abundance, of choosing to honor the powerful light that you are. You are the biggest miracle on the face of this earth, and you are needed. You are here today because you are ready to step into your authentic power as the ruler of the royal kingdom that you are. It is time to stop acting small. It is time to stop listening to the voices of the past that told you that you were not good enough. Because you are hearing it now. You are hearing that you, as you are enough. And you are loved exactly as you are. And those beautiful, unique quirks that were judged when you were a kid, that made you different, those are what the world needs. Those are the things within you that your soul family loves about you and rejoices when we see it shine. This is what is available to you when you stop thinking that you know everything that's going to happen, or thinking that you know how to plan and prepare for what Spirit has in store for you. Because that story, I didn't plan that story. That story was received. I showed up today having a title and trusting that the light within me, the spark of who I am, the Queen Melissa, the Queen Bee Melissa, would have the perfect words to say for the people who were present here in this moment, would deliver the message that we were ready for now. If I had tried to plan for this, I would have gotten in my own way. And this is what we let go of as we step into our truth. We let go of the limitations that prevent us from being present and prevent us from being authentically who we are. And so, let yourself hear your wizard remind you, you are the ruler of your kingdom. You have complete control over the domain of your life. And all it takes is your choice and your decision to start living like the royalty that you are. And on those days that you forget, on those days where you wake up and there's just no ounce of you that feels those words are true, come to your soul family. Let us be the reflection of that truth for you while you're going through the void, while you're going through the darkness. Because we are here to be that light until you're ready to see that light within yourself. I love you and adore you, and I hope you are feeling the love and the adoration that the universe has for you. You are the only person that can be the unique spark of love that resides within. We need that uniqueness. Don't listen to the bullshit that comes up that tries to tell you not to do it. Don't listen to it. Listen to us. Listen to your heart. And listen to that wizard that's telling you you're the ruler. I love you. That's all Spirit has for now.
That was so cool. I was like, dude, you wrote this whole story? What?
Spirit definitely wrote that story. But that's something that actually has been coming up for me a lot. I have a tendency to not want to claim that power within me that was the ability to share that story. And I'm like, it was all Spirit. It was all Spirit. No, that was me. That was Melissa.
That was Queen M.
That was Queen M.